What do you do with all these recordings?
Post them.
To where?
YouTube.
All right, well, I'll tell you guys a story about this song. This is a really long story. It's a lot longer than the song. We just got the 10-minute warning, so there may be some problems. But I'll do my best to keep it short and sweet. Before I start playing with these guys, I played a lot of gigs in Irish pubs. They're mostly really late nights. I must tell you, I do not remember the large majority of them. To save my life, I can't remember what I did a lot of those nights. But I do remember that for about 10 years in a row in the early aughts, I think we're calling them now. I would get in a car with a drummer and a guitar player, and we would drive from Toronto 32 straight hours south until we hit Key West, Florida at spring break. We'd go down there for 2 weeks. We'd play Hog's Breath Saloon, we'd play Schooner's Wharf, we'd play Finnegan's Wake, and it was a zoo. It's such a zoo down there at the best of times. And man, spring break and St. Patrick's Day is a whole other level. There's three main types of perpetrators down there. The first are the college kids. Oh man, just droves of them go down from all the big Southern American universities and get completely wasted for about 2 weeks. The second type of people are the cruise ship people. And they spend about 7 or 8 days going round and round and round and around the Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America, and until they've been completely. I'm just doing what I'm told, folks. Too soon, I'm sorry. And they get blasted by the sun. They get blasted by the sun for 7, 8 days by the American sun. Then they come back and they get spat out on the shores of Duval Street, about 4,000 of them a day, like they're on the surface of the moon. Man, the most stunned group of people I've ever seen in my life. I don't blame them, I would be as well. Just stumbling down Duval Street. They're a mixed bag, some of them are quite fun. Then the third type of perpetrator is the local. Oh man, everybody goes to Key West, when they're in their 20s, they got hopes and dreams, they're like tall, they're short, they got dark skin, light skin, all kinds of hair colors, all kinds of dreams. Man, after 30 years in Key West, everybody. About that tall, about that big around, googly eyes, orange skin, white hair, bleached clothing, and big goofy smiles. They're pretty good people. I love the locals, and I don't mean to, if there's any locals here, I'm sorry I had to generalize you, but I love you guys, I think you're great. Anyway, we play these long gigs on St. Patrick's Day. Like I would literally play 10 hours of music many days. And there's this one place that was way down the end of Duval Street called the Green Parrot, fairly famous bar, but to get there, you had to navigate a lot of gravity wells of like daiquiri bars and strip clubs. And the drunk people, the tourists and the college kids had no hope of getting that far. It's like, they get eaten up, on the rock. I would make it there because mostly it was bar staff hanging there on their off nights. And it was a quiet place, relatively speaking, until one night I got there. It was about midnight or so. I was having my first beer and I saw this band setting up. And I was like, man, I didn't know they had music here. I don't know if I can handle any more music. I've played 10 hours of music today. But I tell you, 3 songs into their set, it was like this 7-piece New Orleans funk band. They were the best goddamn band I'd ever heard in my life. They could play funk, they could play swing, they could play two-step, they could play honky-tonk, they could play Cajun, just you name it. It was just killing. And I swear, it was suddenly 3 o'clock, maybe 4 o'clock in the morning. I was 5 beers into my night, and I was like, this is the best time I've ever had in my life. And I had this realization, I could live here in Key West for the next 30 years. Remember what I said about that? And if I just sit in this bar stool for the next 30 years and that band keeps playing, I'll just die the happiest man alive. So I ordered another beer and just kept enjoying life. And then my second realization was I started looking around the room and I thought, oh man, I think everybody's on that plan and they don't look very good. So what I did was I got up the next morning and I drove to Toronto. And I didn't die in Key West. But I wrote a song about that band. This is called The Midnight Band. I really hope you guys dig it. I'm gonna chop up some wood, break a few eggs, get a fresh start on a brand new day. I'm gonna write a new song, fight off the blues, open up the blinds, shut off the news. 'Cause it's a cloudy old day, but I'm feeling fine. I can make hay when the sun won't shine. So I made a few calls, and I've been hatching a plan. Let me tell you all about the Midnight Band. Well, the Midnight Band don't need nothing but a place to stand with the mic turned up, drinking my hand, making music all night with the Midnight Band. Well, the lights grow dim, don't stray too far. Oh, there's a couple more seats at the end of the bar. Well, the PA's buzzing, well, the 1, 2, 3, honky tonk in the key of E. Well, they dance like a fever and the band plays on. Midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, gone. Yep, the bell's been ringing, but they stay till the end. And then they give it all up for the midnight band. Oh, the midnight band, the midnight band. Don't need nothing but a place to stand. The mic turned up, drinking my hand, making music all night with the midnight band. Well, you might be right, I guess I could be wrong, but I never stop singing this old time song. And if I learn all the words and get the tune just right, I could be tearing the roof off a Saturday night. And I can see it in your eyes, my Georgie girl, you got a heavy heart for a troubled world. Well, don't you worry, come take my hand. Let me introduce you to the midnight band. Well, the midnight band, the midnight band. Don't need nothing but a place to stand with the mic turned up. I'm drinking my hand, making music all night with the midnight band, the midnight band. Uptown, downtown, across the land. If the sky falls in, I won't give a damn. Count my number with the midnight band.
Hey, thanks a lot, folks. We're back in here tomorrow. And we're somewhere else on Saturday night and dance. Anyways, come say hello to us. We'll finish off with a couple of Bill Monroe tunes for you, and we'll see you later.